It's incredible that even my most trusted sources have incomplete information, or in some cases, verifiably inaccurate information. That doesn't mean you throw those sources out. So this video, which is a portion of a greater video that has 3 different parts, this part is going to focus on why that is, right? Why are we getting such incomplete and inaccurate information? So the umbrella around the whole thing, the reason why there's so much out there that kind of contradicts or raises questions is because there have been changes, right? There have been changes not only in the, I would say, legal status, though not by law, by ministerial decree. And this is why cannabis is not protected by law. It's protected by ministerial order, right? Which was set up by Anaton in 2022 as a response to the COVID crisis. That's when commercial licensing for recreational cannabis came about, and the industry exploded. There were some regulatory frameworks that were supposed to be followed, but if you don't have adequate enforcement measures, then they're just not going to comply. That's just how it is. It's like a show me you mean this if you're a business owner, right? So that is kind of the umbrella under which you get a lot of people talking about it. So I've tried to be clear in my Almanac video and in other videos that there's a lot of this that's anecdotal, right? So there is some reporting out there, some news, some facts on the ground, news stations reporting this or that. Some of that may be accurate, but it may not tell the whole picture. And so that's why I'm here, to just kind of try and make sense of that for you. I'm not a leading authority in one area, in a legal area or another, but I got a pretty good idea as to what's going on. So number one, AI searches are very lacking when it comes to current events, and particularly current events that involve political maneuvers, right? So you look up right now, ChatGPT or Perplexity or whatever, they're going to all tell you what the ministerial order of the Pheu Thai party has decreed. And they're going to say that that's a legal basis and the framework, and that's how it is. So if you look at that, you're going to think, oh my God, I can't smoke in Thailand right now unless I go to a doctor and get a prescription and get a doctor's note and all of that. That is not true. Now, that was true for some of these commercially licensed vendors, that the government did go in and crack down and revoke licenses or give them a deadline to comply. And I've mentioned that in another video. But the overarching theme right now is that that has subsided, simmered down, with a few remnants left over of places that tried to comply or changed a little bit of how they do businesses, or maybe they stopped allowing smoking on site, things like that, right? So this all comes from the ebbs and flows of this party takes power, they issue an order, and so it is enforceable because they are enforcing it. But maybe it wouldn't stand up in a court of law, but by then the damage is done to this vendor or that business or these consumers. You get the picture, right? You'll find media outlets in Thailand, or much like media outlets in, say, the United States or any other place, which is there are going to be agendas. So you've got some media outlets that clearly have a bias against recreational cannabis and some that are clearly for it, right? So you can do some reading on your own, and you can read 2 of them side by side and wonder if they're talking about the same country. That's the truth of the matter. I've done it. I do a lot of research for these videos to combat my own biases from anecdotal evidence, what I've experienced going here or there. Right? So I want to give you a complete picture. So news outlets, I don't want to say they can't be trusted, but I'm just saying you need to verify it up against other news sources and come into an agreement of, well, this one kind of got over their skis when they said this about that, and this one is the other direction, and so maybe I need to find and verify these parts of information to get a real answer, okay? So you'll find a lot of YouTubers, a lot of ones that I follow, shout out to all of you guys doing the work, and their experiences are going to be largely anecdotal. Or they'll do research, kind of like I do, but you will hear a lot of comments of people on videos that I've done that said nothing changed, which is verifiably false, right? And then you'll find others that say, yeah, they're shutting down all the businesses that do this or that. That's also verifiably false, right? So here you have what's called a gray area, and Thailand is very well known for it. Good example is that prostitution is illegal, but we all know, there are massage shops, there's girly bars, there's all sorts of different places where you can meet somebody, and through your interaction, you can come to an agreement where you pay money, they give you sex or sexual activity, right? And the Thai government is not stupid, and they know it's going on, and they know it's a huge part of a huge business, a huge revenue booster, and big for tourism, and they leave it largely alone, unless we're talking about trafficking, right? Don't want that. human trafficking, and we don't want minors involved, right? But other than that, it just kind of operates. So you have these gray areas, and they exist all over the place. That lends to the confusion, but that also is a proving ground for what we want to keep and what we don't want to keep. That's why what Aniton did in 2022 was really monumental and cutting edge, as basically opening this entire industry up for free market capitalism, and then worrying about the consequences later, right? So a lot of people in Thailand did not like that part of it, and it's understandable. The Thai people don't smoke this nearly as much as tourists do. So many Thai people I know just do not smoke. They don't like the smell, which is funny in the land of durian and the land of rampant cigarette smoking. They don't like that smell of cannabis, right? But that's their prerogative, right? So this no public smoking, smoking is not allowed. Smoking cannabis is not allowed in public in Thailand. It becomes a gray area when you have a place that operates like this, like most places in Thailand that don't have four walls, a ceiling, doors, and air conditioner and air purifiers to make sure that smoking on their site doesn't seep out into the public. So most places where you can buy cannabis are going to smell as you walk past them, right? So, okay, maybe in big tourist areas, but if you're in a neighborhood, maybe you don't really like that. You don't want your family, your kids smelling it when they walk by and be like, that smells good. I can't wait to try that. Let me go to a vending machine and get some. Anyway, so this is why you have issues with credibility by just using one source, right? So I'm going to tell you right now, if you want to go to Thailand and smoke, you can do so illegally. No big deal. No big deal. It's like going a few miles over the speed limit. No one's ever going to stop you, right? If they do, it's going to be a slap on the hand. Don't do that again. Pay us $50, something like that, right? But if you're out flaunting it and you're smoking while you're walking down the street and an officer comes up, that is highly illegal. Don't do it. Don't do it, or be prepared to face the consequences, which can include around a $600 fine and expulsion from the kingdom and without being able to come back. So those are the risks you take if you blatantly flaunt, Thai law. But going into a shop that says you can smoke here when you ask them, and then you sit down and smoke there, the onus is really going to be on the owner, not the tourist that's just doing what the shop owner said they could do, if that makes sense. And we'll talk about that more when we talk about the different types of places that you can get and possibly smoke weed in Thailand. But I thought it was important to include that here. So I would caution you as you're watching YouTube or TikTok or reading something here or there to decipher whether someone's giving you an anecdotal evidence or if they're quoting what is a legal order that's on the books. And if they're not mentioning that, look, you can go all over Thailand and smoke. You can walk 100 meters on a main road or even a side road and come across multiple places where you can buy cannabis and smoke it even. So I just want to include that in here, and that hopefully clears up a little bit as to why you can't count on your Google, your Perplexity, your AI searches, or even one particular YouTube person that you're following. You're going to get 100 different takes on it, but the real take from being on the ground is I don't worry about it. I can find places to smoke, I can find places to buy, and you can too. All right, again, this is just one of 3 videos in this series, so check out the other 2 videos, or you can check out the full-length video that will have all 3 videos in one. So appreciate you guys' support, and we'll see you in the next.